Trading can be so easy if you know what to hunt for in market. That is why we do our best to give out the best back-tested scalping and day trading strategy for free on our YouTube channel. So in today's video, we cover one of the best and most profitable high win rate scalping strategies that works on the 5-minute time frame. This strategy is easy to use and would make you a lot of cash in the financial market. This strategy was back-tested 200 times to prove its efficiency when applied on the financial market. And it also works for forex, stocks, and crypto. So make sure you watch to the end to fully understand how this strategy works. Do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe, as it motivates us on the hunt for the Holy Grail. Without wasting much of the time, let's dive into it. Okay guys, so for this strategy, we are looking at the Bitcoin United States dollar. And we are on the 5 minutes time frame. For this strategy, we are going to scalp the market, using breakouts when necessary. And what makes this strategy unique is for the fact that we take either buy or sell trades on important levels, as the market tend to be tricky, which in many situations, people fall for the trap. Now let's go over our rules for valid entry. Before that, please watch closely as we reveal these conditions, so you wouldn't make mistakes of taking buy trades instead of a sell trade. On the screen, we have these arrows which show possible points of reversal. Then this dotted areas are points of support and resistance. So for this strategy, when we see a reversal arrow, we don't just enter trades to change market direction, because it could possibly be a retracement in an existing trend. So we created this strategy to be able to identify valid break of structure or channel, as we either continue with the trend or possibly enter when we have a valid reversal. What we mean is this: on the chart, we could see we are on a downtrend. Then we waited till we had this green arrow below price action, which signals we are about to witness change in market direction. But we don't just jump into the trade. At this point, we apply the smart money concept, as we would wait for a break of structure or possibly break of channel. How we identify that is by waiting to see price action break any recent support or resistance levels. So we see when we had the reversal arrow, we waited till we saw price action break below the recent support zone. At this point, we then placed a sell trade at the bottom of this trigger candlestick. Now what makes a successful scalping strategy is the risk to reward level applied to it. And for this strategy, we would be applying the 1:1.8 risk to reward ratio. So since we have placed our entry below the trigger candlestick, our stop loss is at the moving average, while take profit levels are at 1.8 times the risk. And we see it was successful. Please avoid taking another trade, not until you see a change in color from the moving average after you open your trade. And looking at the chart, since we took the trade at this point, notice we still had the moving average on red when we got this other green arrow. So we would be skipping this trade. This is why we take trades at the bottom or peak of the trigger candlestick, because price action might just be setting traps for newbies who enter trade immediately they see break of support or resistance. So we see here we had our arrow for a reversal in price. Since we can't determine what price action could possibly do, we had to wait for break of market structure. And we see we got it at this point, where it broke the support, which shows continuation of bearish trend. But because we placed trade at the bottom of this trigger candlestick, our trade was not triggered, as the market did not continue with the direction of the breakout. And if you entered immediately, you would have had a losing trade. This saved us from such disaster. So here is another valid trade we would have taken. As we see, we got a reversal arrow in a bullish trend. But as the condition states, that we do not enter trade till we see price action break either the support or resistance zone, as it shows that this reversal arrow could possibly mean a reversal in price or price retracement in an ongoing trend. To avoid losing trades, we either continue with the trend or join the reversal. Now we waited till price finally broke the resistance at this point. We would then have to place our order at the peak of the trigger candlestick. Stop loss at moving average, while take profit at 1.8 times the risk. And we see it was successful. This strategy is really easy to follow, as you tend to give trade signals and profits every week from the market. Try and avoid breakouts like this, as we tend to profit from short-term breaks. But when we see a forced breakout by price action with an engulfing candlestick, it means that such level of support or resistance has been held for long. And why we avoid these type of breakout is because it tends to give high level of stop loss, and achieving the take profit level seems to take time. We scalping, and we tend to hunt short-term price changes. Let's go over one more example. So here, we see we got our reversal arrow in a downtrend. As we can see price breaking the recent support level. We then had to place trade on the bottom of this trigger candle. Stop loss and take profit remains the same. And we see it was profitable. Now note that this next arrow is not valid, as there was no change in color on the moving average. But at this next arrow, we notice that the moving average already changed from red to orange, as this makes this reversal arrow valid. And we can see we have the resistance break at this point. We would now have to place a buy stop order at the peak of the trigger candle. Stop loss and take profit levels remains the same. And we see it was successful too. To easily identify this reversal arrows, you can choose to turn off the support and resistance indicator to enable you notice changes in moving average and break of structure. Okay guys, let's now go over the indicators and settings used for this strategy. Now for the first indicator, bring up the indicator panel. Search for the extreme trend reversal points by he who must not be named. And for the second indicator, search for the swing high-low support and resistance by Pattern Smart. Now for the inputs for both indicator, we would be leaving it at default. But for the style, let's make some sight adjustment for clear view. On the support and resistance indicator, double-click on it to bring up its settings. On the style, reduce the thickness of all these options. Click on the OK button when you are done. Now on the reversal indicator, double-click on it to bring up the setting. I want you to do the same for the style, only that this time around, we would be increasing the thickness one step ahead. Do this for all of these options. Click on the OK button when you are done. And that's it for this strategy. I hope we covered all our findings when developing this strategy. Let's now quickly backtest the strategy with an account size of $1,000, as we would be going over 200 trades as well as risking 1% of our account size on each trade. Let's dive into it. Okay guys, so we just finished the backtesting for this strategy. And we can see that we have an amazing win rate for a 1:1.8 risk to reward ratio. We had a win rate of 53% in 200 backtested trades, having won 106 and lost just 94, which made us 96% return on investment. And I found those trade setups within 5 months. Any newbie can start applying this strategy immediately to have the shortcut to a better scalping experience. And the profit factor is looking amazing for a 1:1.8 RR ratio. We had 6 wins in a row against 4 losses in a row. So I'm definitely happy with the results. By the way, if you have any strategy you would like to try out, please let us know on the comment section. Also, feel free to check out my other videos on our channel. I have playlists with different strategies and indicators that will definitely make you a profitable trader. All I ask for in return is to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, as it is absolutely free. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.